Oh, hi. I was just reading this really cool 50 States book. I'm reading all about New Mexico, so I thought I would share it with you. There we go. All right, so I'm going to get started, and then when I read the map part, I will show that to you. So it says, "Welcome to the land of enchantment. If you know anything about the Southwest, you probably know that much of it is covered by a vast, dry desert. So it will be no surprise to you that New Mexico has the lowest water to land ratio of all 50 states. Lakes and rivers cover just 0.02% of it. So 0.002%. Kind of give you an idea. But just because water is scarce, it doesn't mean the wildlife or history is. Carlsbad Caverns in the Guadalupe Mountains is home to tens of thousands of bats that swoop down each evening in search of dinner. And Clayton Lake State Park is a destination for dinosaur detectives with a fossilized track of 100-million-year-old dinosaur footprints. That's really cool. For budding archaeologists, New Mexico offers around 25,000 ancient ancestral Puebloans and Hisansonom sites, such as the magnificent sandstone ruins found in the Chase Culture National Historical Park. Today, New Mexicans are proud of their diverse roots and modern advancements in the aerospace, science, and engineering industries, as well as their unique Hatch Chile culinary delights." So, key facts: the capital Santa Fe, largest cities Albuquerque, Las Cruces, and Rio Rancho. The bird is the great roadrunner, or you can just call it roadrunner. Named for Mexico by the Spanish. Statehood date January 6, 1912. Statehood order 47. Flower is the soap tree yucca, and the postal code is NM. The region is Southwest. Time zone is Mountain, and the tree is the Pinon pine. And their motto is, "It grows as it goes. It grows as it goes." Moments to remember. In 1610, Santa Fe is founded by the Spanish. Its original name is a bit of a mouthful: La Villa Real de la Santa Fe de San Francisco de Asís, which means Royal City of the Holy Faith of St. Francis of Assisi. September 16, 1712, the first Santa Fe fiesta is held. The fiesta still takes place today. A highlight is the burning of Zozobra, where Old Man Gloom is set alight to make way for a new, better year. July 16, 1945, deep in the New Mexico desert, the world's first nuclear device was exploded by the U.S. Army as part of the Manhattan Project, which produced the first atomic bombs during World War II. July 4th, 1947, an alien UFO, or maybe just a weather balloon, crash lands near Roswell. March 31st, 1950, the town of Hot Springs changes its name to Truth or Consequences as part of a publicity scheme for a popular radio show. April 8, 1972, the first International Balloon Fiesta is held in Albuquerque. Today, the festival takes place every October with over 500 hot air balloons a year, making it the world's largest balloon event. September 2nd, 1972, swimmer Kathy Carr bags 2 golds at the Munich Olympics, becoming New Mexico's first Olympic gold medal swimmer. 1996, New Mexico state question, red or green, becomes official. It refers to whether you prefer red or green chile with your meal. January 28, 2013, author Benjamin Alire Sáenz wins the Pure Balbre Award and a Prince Honor for his book Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. Okay, so I mentioned some famous people in the website. So let me see what I can do here. So I mentioned Jeff Bezos. He was born in 1964. He's the founder of Amazon. He was born in Albuquerque and loved computers as a kid. So there you go. And then we have Neil Patrick Harris. He was born in 1973. A Ruidoso native, this Tony Award winner's first big hit was playing a teenage doctor on TV. It's called Doogie Howser. I used to watch that show. Francisco Vasquez de Coronado, he was born in 1510 and died in 1554, and he was in search of the 7 golden cities of Cibola. The Spanish noble explored New Mexico. And then we have Sidney Gutierrez. She was born in 1951, the first Hispanic-American astronaut to command a spaceflight, logged 488 space hours, and lives in Albuquerque. And then Benjamin Alire Sáenz, he was born in 1954, born in Las Cruces. This award winner was named one of the 50 most inspiring authors in the world. And then Georgia O'Keeffe. Maybe you've learned about her in art. She was born in 1887, died in 1986. She is a celebrated painter of flowers. O'Keeffe was inspired by and lived in Abiquiu. And then we have the map. As always, very detailed, and they do a few zoom-ins on the bigger cities. So let's start with Santa Fe, which is right here. And there's some things in there. So it says, New Mexico state capital, the glass skylight that tops the Santa Fe roundhouse displays a Native American basket weaving pattern. Georgia O'Keeffe Museum. This artist painted flowers in southwestern landscapes even after her eyesight failed in her later years. And then we have a pet parade in the annual Desfile de los Niños. About 2,000 kids parade with their pets in costume. Like that little dog has a taco on it. It's kind of funny. And then the Wheelwright Museum of the American Indian. This museum was set up in the 1930s to showcase Navajo art. And then the other thing that zoomed in is Albuquerque. It's a very bigger city for New Mexico. So they have a petroglyph national monument, and the Pueblo people made the petroglyphs by chiseling the rock. Here you'll find more ancient carvings than almost anywhere else in the country. And then we have the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. Hot air balloons are usually about 7 stories tall and use 90,000 cubic feet of heated air. I don't think I want to go to this museum. It's called the Rattlesnake Museum. This museum has the world's largest collection of different species of live rattlesnakes. I do not think so. Ooh, yikes. Maybe some of you want to go to that, but you won't be seeing me there. All right, and then the Sacagawea model. While studying at the University of New Mexico, Shoshone woman Randy L. Teton posed as Sacagawea for the Millennium $1 coin. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the $1 coin. All right, well, what else is in the state? So we have, down below, we have the Roswell UFO Museum, which explores all things extraterrestrial, crop circles, alien abductions, and, of course, the Roswell crash. And then we have the White Sands National Monument. These stunning white sand dunes are made of gypsum crystals, which are used in blackboard chalk. Carlsbad Caverns. In 1898, 16-year-old Jim White discovered these huge caves made when sulfuric acid dissolved the surrounding rock. And then we have Museum of Space History. On display at this Alamogordo Museum is the Little Joe II rocket, which was used in tests for the Apollo missions. And then we have the New Mexico spadefoot toad. Smells like peanuts when it is handled. That's interesting. And then the bolo tie is the state's official tie, a piece of leather with metal tips. May originate in Zuni, Hopi, or Navajo traditions. And then Gila Cliff Dwellings, mummified bodies and handprints of the 13th century Puebloan builders have been discovered here. The Hatch Chili Festival. The town of Hatch, the chili capital of the world, hosts an annual festival. The state grows more than 50,000 tons of chilies a year. And there you have a red one and a green one. So you can choose what. So I guess they asked that question. Ooh. And then we have Trinity Atomic Bomb Site. Twice a year, visitors can tour the site where the first nuclear explosion made a half-mile wide crater in 1945. And they were doing that for World War II. Sadie Orchard. This wild woman of the West was one of the few female stagecoach owners and drivers. Cool. Then we have Lightning Field. Walter de Maria's outdoor sculpture has 400 steel poles that capture lightning in a storm. That's really neat. And we have the Mining Museum. Visit the only uranium mining museum in the world in Grants. Laguna Pueblo. This Native American tribe is famous for its pottery. We have the Enchanted Mesa. This jutting sandstone rock rises 430 feet above the surrounding landscape. Navajo Nation. This is the country's largest Native American territory, covering part of Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. The squash blossom necklace is an important type of Navajo jewelry. Aztec Ruins National Monument. Explore a 900-year-old settlement with over 400 rooms. The ruins were named mistakenly in the 1920s. They're not actually Aztec. And then the Aeolian harp in Budagers. You'll find a 3,000-pound harp that is played by the wind. That's cool. Then we have the Raw Paulette Caves. This self-taught sculptor carves elaborate caves into the cliffs around San Jose. Whew. All right. I think I read everything. I will have a picture of this too so you can see it up close. Real quick. I think what I'm going to do is send you the map that we've been filling in with our highlighters. I figured you can, there we go. You can have that, so if you want to have something to keep track, we can fill that in. I haven't filled it in since we've been together, so, but I will do that. But obviously New Mexico would be right here, and we would color that in. Okay, now a few other things about New Mexico. The biggest thing is, you can see, sorry, I'm still figuring this camera out. We have the flag, which is pretty easy, and then you have the seal, which is like an eagle looking to one side. It says Great Seal of the State of New Mexico, 1912. So pretty simple. The only other thing I would add that maybe you weren't given, you were given the motto, which means crescit iundo, which means in English it grows as it goes. The state mammal, can't remember if you got it, but just in case, it's the black bear. State fish is the cutthroat trout. State insect kind of sounds really creepy. It's the tarantula hawk, which is a type of wasp. Tarantula hawk. Highest point, 13,161 feet. Area, 121,356 square miles. Lowest point, 2,842 feet. And I think that is it. You know the rest. So I will send you a blank version of New Mexico, and I will copy or send a picture of the book as well. And I think that is it. So hope you learned some new things about New Mexico. And I'll see you later.